Yeah, I'm on the Centennial Committee along with others, and I'm excited about it because on the one hand, I love history, so anything like that I think is really interesting to be a part of. Our church is in a context where our story, in some ways, is not unique. It's the same story as a lot of other churches as far as what was going on in you name the decade. Um, but it's interesting to see how that comes right down to a church area and people that you know.
He said to me one Sunday, "How would you find?" And I said, "Well, I found lots of gum wrappers. I found lots of bulletins, a few pencils." But I said, "I did find a quarter." "Well, where's the quarter?" I said, "Well, it's in my pocket." "Well," he said, "you know those round collection plates up there?" I said, "Yes." "That's the Lord's money." So out of the pocket into the collection plate, and that took the whole fun out of cleaning church.
I still think that wherever you're placed, whether it's here or somewhere else, that it's good that you know this is more than just the place I come on Sunday. Like it just happened when I started coming. It's got a history that goes back farther than that. More important than that, I think, is just what's God been doing here over the decades and things like that. Um, and how has that shaped people? We can learn all kinds of good things from that, of course, and we can learn a lot of lessons from kind of sad things we'd rather forget about too.
The dream to see is just like, the church filled with, maybe one you could have 2 services, but maybe 1 service with the church filled with, you know, every nationality and race that's represented in this neighborhood, and that was, that was here in the past, and the kind of the group of people that are gonna be here, the next 40, 50 years, so which would be, you know, more diverse like the neighborhood shows us.
I feel like God can be praised through a whole variety of ways, and all the churches that I've grown up in, it's been very, very traditional, and I've always wanted to add a variety to it. So that's what I've been trying that's what I've been trying to do is just get this variety going, and our Spanish congregation already has a completely different style. So we're trying to blend, and that's it's really can be difficult, but people are people are becoming more accepting. That's a positive thing, and that's what I really like.
But I think the hope for this church is the outreach into the community, the embracing of the community members, and it's not old, brought up in the CRC, those people. We have embraced community members and embraced, accepted, loved them, and they come here and they're faithful. And I love what we're doing with the students. Um, Having worked with GEMS, there's some kids that have had rough times, and they're coming here, and that's encouraging.
Yeah, so to really see the church doing the messy work of integrating together, uh, versus just walking side by side. And it is not easy, and we saw that at our last year. It's just really difficult, but it's something really beautiful when the 2 can come together and work it out and engage the struggle.
I look at the history not only of Lee Street Church, but I think of the multiple churches that used to be in this neighborhood. And for Lee Street to not only be celebrating 100 years, they've done it on the same site for over 100 years. And that's a testament to its members, to its mission. And I think for those of us who have been a part of Lee Street for many, many years, and those of us who've been here for a short time, the importance of history, the importance of knowing who are those individuals, who are those members, who are those pastors that preached God's word every Sunday, that attended, that supported this ministry here on the corner of Godfrey Lee and Martindale and Cleveland.
I think the Spirit's moving. The Spirit is moving. We're coming to the end, with what is taking place in our world today. We need the Lord so desperately, you know. I agree with Helen 100%.
Yeah, we started coming when Pastor Kent was preaching, and it was like through this little community here that invited my family to this church. And ever since there, like other people from the church would help like my family with learning how to speak English or like go to the grocery store or use the bus, all that kind of stuff. They would just help us with basically our living needs. And so yeah, we're just very thankful we found Lee Street.
I think the main hope would be bringing these kids and families into our church, to grow our church and to grow our church community would be one of the big ones. And also, like, these kids learning these instruments and growing in that, and then growing hopefully in their faith as well, which isn't like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think like for like the future within this church, I think is going to be amazing to hopefully see a lot of these kids, a lot of these families coming into our church.
So yeah, it's a mission. It's ongoing. People come, people go, but ultimately the church is here, and we do our best in order to serve the community for the Lord.